Oh man, I've been so excited for this game. Streets of Rage 4 was a series I had a lot of fun memories playing co-op with my siblings, so when the first trailer was shown back in 2018, I was ecstatic. I kept up with the majority of updates for the game until when it was released on April 30th for all current platforms when they brought the game at launch. While the previous games were developed by Sega, this fourth installment was developed by French developers Lizardcube and Dotemu, along with Canadian developer Guard Crush Games. He provided the engine for the game. I had faith that this game was going to be fun, as I enjoyed Lizardcube's previous game, Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. And while I haven't experienced Guard Crush's games before, I know they had experience with the beat 'em up genre. So, how is Streets of Rage 4, and does it live up as a sequel? Let's find out. Despite being 26 years since the last installment, Streets of Rage 4 takes place 10 years after the events of the last game, where Mr. X, the villain of the series, met his fate. In his place are his children, the Y Twins, who take over Daddy's crime syndicate, corrupting the police force and terrorizing the streets. It's up to Axel, Blaze, Adam, and the new players, Floyd and Terry, to take them down. The story of Streets of Rage are simple, and the fourth installment is no different, but I'm glad that a new pair of villains have taken a role this time. There are comic book style cutscenes that flesh out the narrative a bit, but don't distract the gameplay being quick and skippable. I'm glad the developers didn't start with the pixel style and stuck with a gorgeous art style that made Wonder Boy stand out. And I think it actually gets better here, giving off that comic book vibe with the black outlines around the characters and the particle effects that are seen in the special moves. There's a lot of variety with the locations, while still matching the tone of the series, being colourful with the neon lights seen in stage 1 and the gritty slums feel with the pier stage. If you played any beat 'em up game, then Streets of Rage 4 will feel right at home, with adjustments to suit the current standards of today, as you don't fight goons in 12 diverse stages with a good range of unique characters to choose from. My favourite is the newcomer Terry Hunter, who is the weakest out of the cast, but makes up for her excellent combo game, air attacks, and her ability to run. You have your standard combo attacks, throws, and dash attacks, but this game also includes blitz moves, which are the special attacks unique to each character, and that can be used as a combo ender, and getting rid of a group of enemies in exchange for draining the user's health. However, they can be regained by hitting enemies consecutively. If you get hit now, you use all your health that you spent using it. It's a great risk-reward mechanic that is perfectly balanced. Each character can also activate their own unique star move, which are the ultra attack that can be used after picking up a star item on the ground. A majority of beat 'em up titles do have issues like waiting for enemies to come back when you knock them off screen, enemy balancing, and picking up items. Thankfully, the developers have resolved these particular issues, as the difficulty is balanced with decent enemy AIs and the range of difficulties to choose from for all kinds of players. Enemies won't go off screen and instead will bounce off walls, great for juggling them, and the attack command and picking up items are now separated into 2 different buttons. New to the series is the combo system, where your score will increase when you hit enemies consecutively, but if you get hit, your combo score will break, leaving you with no points. Scores are important in this game, as it will get you an extra life when you hit the criteria and gets you a rank at the end of the stage, which will be put onto the leaderboard, but it is also the way to unlock new stuff, like the retro versions of the veterans. Besides the story mode, there's the arcade mode, where you can play through the entire game with one set of lives, a boss rush mode, and a battle mode, which you can fight against another player offline or online, which is fun for a little while, but isn't anything to come back to. You can have up to 4 people play offline, but unfortunately I don't have anyone to play with me at this moment in time. Thankfully, you can team up with another person online, whether it be a friend or someone else. I've had some good connections, but like a lot of games, the connection can be sluggish too, and unfortunately if someone drops out, whether it be during the beginning of the level or near beating the final boss, you have to start the level again. I'm not sure how much trouble it actually would be, but it would have been great if someone drops out, you can still carry on. One of the main questions fans asked about Streets of Rage 4 was, is Yuzo Koshiro and Motohiro Kawashima coming back to compose the music? And thankfully the answer is yes. The composers from the original trilogy are back to compose the music. However, the main composer is Olivier Derivière, who did music for Dotemu Entertainment's Remember Me and Vampire, as well as 2019's A Plague's Tale. And his music for Streets of Rage 4 is great, perfectly capturing the essence of Streets of Rage. Other artists include well-known Japanese composers Yoko Shimomura, Keiji Yamagishi, and Harumi Fujita, as well as many DJs and synthwave artists such as Grounders Yava, Etzel Middleton, Das Mortel, and Stato, all doing a superb job. Each stage has a multitude of music tracks, with one playing every time the stage transitions to a new location, a boss fight, or when a new event happens, kind of like when the film changes the music for setting the right mood. And I feel that's what the composers and developers were trying to convey. For people who prefer the old soundtrack, there's also the option to select them in the option menu and in mid-game. The retro tracks also include the Master System and Game Gear version of Streets of Rage 1 and 2, which was surprising to hear. The sound effects are nice and crunchy. I would say my only criticism with the sound department is that some of the character voices can be a bit hard to hear, whether it be on the character select screen or when they do a special attack. I played through the game multiple times now, with the majority of the characters, and every time I had a blast. The developers did an amazing job with bringing Streets of Rage into the current generation, while still staying true to the series, and this is perhaps one of my favourite multiplayer games to play today. If you have any friends or siblings, this is a high recommendation, and fans of the original games, as well as the beat 'em up genre, this is a must buy. This may be one of the best beat 'em up games ever. I so look forward to what the developers have installed next.